What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get after it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.
This is Kindness Rising.
You were supposed to bring turkey, right?
I brought gratitude instead. It's calorie free.
Cool. We'll pair that with imaginary stuffing. At this rate, the only thing getting roasted today is them.
Morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my goodness, I'm hearing people say they don't hear me and that I am muted, and that is true because I moved my microphone around and apparently it was in standby mode. Well, you missed my whole beautiful monologue. How about that? I'll replay the video if you guys didn't hear that. Here comes.
You were supposed to bring turkey, right?
I brought gratitude instead. It's calorie free.
Cool. We'll pair that with imaginary stuffing. At this rate, the only thing getting roasted today is them.
All right. Cal and Stan are getting roasted because they didn't bring anything to Thanksgiving, but I'm sure they're still going to be welcome at their table and having a good time. And this morning started with a little bit of chaos here on Kindness Rising because apparently I decided to not have my microphone on. But thank you for sticking around anyway, because that's what we do. We stick around here for each other. Welcome in Bang Azam. Welcome in I Love Wildcraft. I hope you are enjoying what we're doing here. Wildcraft, that was a Sora video. Sora 2 I used no, that wasn't Sora. I lied. Sora is one of the tools we use here on the Mornings in the Lab network and on Kindness Rising. That one I created in Google Flow. My landscape videos, the ones that are going this way, I do in Flow. My horizontals, I use Sora 2. That's what I've been doing lately. Stick around for Sensei Whiskers. He is my imagination come to life through Sora 2. We'll be meeting him in a little bit. Absolutely. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving. I know people come from around the world, but right here in the US of A, we celebrate Thanksgiving. And I love Thanksgiving. And I'm going to talk a little. Oh, apparently, I left my cell phone on. Mom, you're in both places, Mom. You're on the feed and in my text. We're good to go now. Mom, sorry, I'm missing you certainly here today on Thanksgiving, but I'm glad I get to see you here. And I'll talk to you on the phone or a FaceTime or something later for sure. Thanksgiving morning, absolutely a little bit of chaos. There's always chaos around on Thanksgiving for a lot of people. And let me ask you this question. What's the funniest Thanksgiving disaster your family still talks about? People talk about these things. I know we all have stories of what we thought were disasters at the time, but they are part of who we are. Hopefully, you haven't experienced any true disasters, but well, I think of a couple of stories. And Mom, I know you're out there and you'll correct me when I get the details wrong, but I have two. I remember the Thanksgiving. It was shortly after my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, died, and the family decided we just couldn't do the whole thing without him, and everyone was still in grief, and we were trying to figure stuff out, and blah 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 blah. So the adults in the house, I was still a teenager, but the adults in the house decided that we'd go out for dinner instead of making a full Thanksgiving dinner, even though we always had the supplies. I'm sure uh, the decision was made somehow to not go out or to not have the family dinner, but to go out for dinner. Well, we went to a restaurant that no longer exists. They actually just leveled the building where that restaurant was. But we went out for the dinner and we all sat around the table and we ordered whatever. Or some people, I think, got Thanksgiving dinner. Some people got other things and whatever. And we all got home and looked at each other and we're like, wait, what? No leftovers? There's the smell, blah, 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 blah. So we ended up making a second full Thanksgiving dinner so that we could have our cold turkey sandwiches and all those classic traditions. Mom, I think that's the story, but I will. You'll correct me if I am wrong, but that was a Thanksgiving disaster turned into a wait a second. We need to hold on to that video. Down to that video. Geez, I was just reading Wildcraft's email. I don't know what a mukbang video is. If it's not cool, but we don't want to necessarily talk about it. You know, if it's not appropriate, we try to be appropriate on the story. I don't know. I don't know what a mukbang is. I'm afraid to Google it. So, over the river and through the woods, absolutely KTLV 10. All right. Absolutely. The second story I've got to tell, why don't you tell your stories about what's happened on Thanksgiving? Uh, Absolutely. GPO, professed GPO, professed GPO. I don't know. You tell me. But I am glad you are here and that you've chosen to spend your time with us on this Thanksgiving morning here on Kindness Rising. We're telling our stories. What is the funniest uh thing? Thanksgiving party, huh? You guys are rocking. Tell us about it. Absolutely. The second story, I think it was Thanksgiving. Mom, again, correct me if I am wrong, but at one point during the preparations for, I think it was in between maybe dinner and dessert, or as the preparations were happening and things were getting put out, it was noted that two things were missing. One was Matthew, that's me, and the other was the pecan pie. The pecan pie was missing, Matthew was missing, and they went looking. And apparently it found me. I don't remember the story. I only remember it from it being retold. But apparently they found me under the dining room table with the pecan pie, eating the pecan pie ahead of everybody else. I don't know what that says about me. I'm sure there's some deep inner meaning between that. Maybe I'll talk about it with my therapist or my cat, one or the other. I don't know. But yeah, absolutely. Please, please subscribe. You don't need an invite to subscribe here. All you have to do is show up 7:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, live right here on Kindness Rising as part of the Mornings in the Lab Network. I show up and talk about the stuff we like to talk about, which is things like having balance in our lives and taking action, but most importantly, in being kind. And that's what we are. We are kind here at Kindness Rising. I'm not the owner. The owner of what? This is my account. It is Kindness Rising. If you are visiting on another channel, you might be there on the Mornings in the Lab channel. If you are, come on over to Kindness Rising. It's just at Kindness Rising here on YouTube. Profess, thank you very much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Oh, cats eating cat food. Oh, okay. I'll have to look that one up. That's an interesting thing. There's cats. There will be cats, and if it's something I can add, I appreciate it. That will be a learning for me here today on Kindness Radio. You were under the table laughing, covered in the sticky mess. The neighbor was out looking up and down Lathrop Avenue. Never changed. Surprises all the time. Apparently, the neighbors were chasing around the neighborhood looking for me. No thought to look under the table. Okay. Oh, okay. Everybody can subscribe. That's what we're here for. We're here to be here for you every morning in Candy Stealer. Yep, absolutely. That is me. I guess I share now. I'm a good sharer, actually. I enjoy sharing. It's one of the great joys that I have. And one of the other great joys I have is coming here every day and talking about organizations that lean into the subject matter that we're talking about in order to multiply kindness and unlock growth for good people who do good work and want to put positivity out in the energy and rise above the divisiveness and the anger that's in the world and recognize that there is so much to give and to receive in this world. And today's program goes to a program that understands something that we often forget. That food is only part of nourishment. More Than a Meal began in New York City with one simple idea. If people need help, dignity should come with it. Instead of long food lines or stigma, families and individuals in need pick up meals from local restaurants just like anyone else. In its first 2 years, the program has served over 100,000 meals to neighbors who needed support, not just calories, but connections. And remember, the need is real. 47 million Americans experienced food insecurity last year, including 14 million children and 1 in 7 households that weren't sure where their next meal was coming from. Those kind of numbers tell a story. More Than a Meal and programs like that, they restore humanity. It's not just here's food. It's we see you. You belong. Let us meet you with dignity. This is nourishment for both the plate and the heart. So, of course, on a day like Thanksgiving, we like to bring your mic closer. All right. I'm a little faint. Yeah, I've been moving things around. Let me see. Can you hear me now? How's that? Feeling better about it? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. I don't know. Yes, we do know the Bible here. It's not something we necessarily talk about all the time, but we believe that everyone has a right to have their own beliefs, and what you believe and how you interpret the Bible is your choice, and we honor that. So, absolutely. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to have some coffee here on Thanksgiving morning. Isha Arcane, welcome in. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Appreciate that you've come to join here on Kindness Rising. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Then we are going to get into our Be Kind Rewind, where we talk about things from our past, that nostalgic feeling, maybe an object or something that reminds us of living a good and positive and kind life. Don't forget to subscribe if you're out there. Subscribe to Kindness Rising. I come here every morning, weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time to wake up with a little bit of hope, humanity, and heart to help everyone get up and get after it throughout the day. Catholic Charities, 12 million hungry people annually. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Absolutely. I know Catholic Charities is a strong organization in my community here doing good things for the world. I have a relative who was a longtime employee, recently retired. I have lots of friends. And as a matter of fact, my child right here in Broome County just redesigned the Catholic Charities website as part of an internship for college. So we are supporters of Catholic Charities here. Absolutely. Wildcraft 07M, there's your shout out. Absolutely. I love Wildcraft 07M is here with us today for subscribing. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Isha Arcane. I appreciate you for subscribing. Come on back. Join us every day. We're out here having a little fun. Absolutely. So, how about this? Let's talk about our Be Kind Rewind. And today I am talking about a toy that I know my sister and I and my cousins and all the people, when we would gather as a family, this was one where we would use and create and make fun things with. It was called the Light Bright. How are we feeling about the Light Bright out there? Let me ask you a question. What was the most iconic Gen X toy or object, childhood toy, that always made your holidays feel a little brighter? For me, it was the Light Bright for sure. It was the original Gen X mood board, a glowing grid of tiny little pegs. You'd burn your fingertips just a little bit, but it lit up the whole room. This was before LEDs. We know that. It was creativity inside constraints. You had a board, you had a template, and a box of colors. Endless possibilities. Sometimes you followed the template, sometimes you didn't. And that's exactly what Thanksgiving is, a mix and match of personalities, histories, old stories, new dynamics, and a glowing reminder that even when the pieces feel scattered, beauty can still emerge when we arrange them with intention. Absolutely. Thank you again for joining here on Kindness Rising in the spamming the like button. Just crush it. Crush it like crazy. All right. No, I appreciate that. Absolutely. You had the Light Bright Profess. Awesome. Awesome. I love that. Yeah, Mom. Absolutely. This set right here. I've been moving things around. There's going to be more. I know my mother is talking about the painting that's right behind me. You might think it's just regular old oil color. It's not. It's actually been a piece of my life since 1977. It's dated on the back, and one of those little boats has my name on it, and that was created for me, for our family, by my mother's godfather, actually, Goomba Charlie. That's right. Charlie and Fanny, my grandparents' best friends. And I think that's the relationship entirely, Mom. You'll get it right. But Charlie was a talented artist, and he painted for that for me in 1977. Yep, I've been around that long. I was 5 years old. So that is the story of that memory behind me. There are others too. Let's see. You want to talk about them all? We can talk about my little objects. We all have objects that really, really matter to us. You can only see, I guess you can only see the peak of his head. There's a little gnome sitting back there. That gnome is a hockey goalie gnome statue that was given to me, and the character's name in that of that gnome was Gil, Gil, and that's my dad's name. My dad passed in 2017. I'm missing him here on this Thanksgiving, but he's here with me in hockey goalie gnome form right there behind me. And my other little sign that says peace will win and fear will lose. That is a quote from a 21 Pilot song, actually. One of my favorite songs, one of my favorite artists. If you don't know 21 Pilots, most people know them because of their recent, not recent, it hasn't been recent now, it's like been 10 plus years, but because of their pop success with some of their albums, they hit the charts and won Grammys and all that stuff. But way before that, they were making amazing music, unbelievable lyrics, positivity and hope, battles with mental health and suicidal thoughts and how they overcome those. It was pretty strong stuff. So check it out. I highly recommend the 21 Pilots album Vessel for anyone who's into that. It might not necessarily be for you. It's not like the Avits or Willie Nelson or whatever, but the 21 Pilots album Vessel was instrumental in my life, introduced to me by my own children too, which is really, really important to me. So kind of cool. All right. And as promised, bro, I'm Madison on his tablet. I don't know what that means. I'm still spamming the like button. You are awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. So as promised, we knew we would get a visit in this morning with Sensei Whiskers on this Thanksgiving morning. He has wisdom to share about how to cope with some holiday stress.
Sensei, holidays are a lot. Any wisdom for today?
Share the warm spot on the couch. That is gratitude in its purest form.
Whoa, okay, you've earned it.
Sensei Whiskers is out there encouraging us to share the couch, have a conversation with someone. Maybe you don't normally have a conversation, ask a question. You know, we all kind of tend to, especially when we get, I know I do, when I get into groups, when I get into family, we tend to go here, go there. Find someone you don't usually talk to and talk to them. Find a warm spot on the couch. And that's something I want to talk about today too, which is the shifting table. All right. But I want to take a sip of coffee and reset too. Here we go. I don't know why I always talk about my studio and what's going on because it's part of it. I changed my chair. I'm now using a stool. It's it moves around. It's got a little bit of movement to it, but I haven't quite found my spot. That's all right. Who cares? We're here together, and that is what matters. Sensei plus chaos can include accidentally eating a drumstick. You know what happened? I accidentally ate a drumstick last night. Seriously though. Yeah. We had an extra drumstick, a turkey quarter that was way too much, and we cooked it last night. I ate some. I had my pre-Thanksgiving turkey. But anyway, I was talking about the shifting table. Every year the table changes. It changed a lot in our house, right, Mom? We always said, "Oh, who's going to be the random this year?" We always had somebody random. My sister and I laugh about it because my family welcomed everybody in. If you didn't have a place to go, whether you were someone who was known in the community, ran into you, somebody knows somebody, hey, my nephew has nowhere to go this Thanksgiving. Well, guess what? He was at our table or whatever the case may be, some connection. But that's the point is new people come in. Some people can't make it. Unfortunately, some people we've lost and might not be able to be with us, and that empty chair carries a lot of weight. But here's the gift inside of all that. That flow is natural. The table grows, it shrinks and reshapes and somehow still holds us And if we let it, the shifting table can be our teacher. It teaches us to welcome new stories, to honor the old ones, and to sit with joy and grief at the same time. Absolutely. Thanksgiving is the perfect moment to be aware, to notice within yourself. Most holidays have some kind of like an external focus, whether it's religious or patriotic or symbolic of some Thanksgiving of something, but Thanksgiving is the one that specifically exists for us to gather, to connect, to reflect and remember. And remember, you can do that whether you're sitting at the same table or not, or whether you're doing it streaming live. You can stream live with your family, or you could do a FaceTime call or a telephone call. There are so many ways to connect with your family. So if you're missing someone at your table today, like I'll be missing you, Mom, we will certainly connect. Here's the thing. Most people focus on the thank part, and it's beautiful. But we also want to remember the giving space, giving presence, giving room for the new shape of our table. And this day reminds us that the world is bigger than us and that gratitude isn't complete until it moves outward. That's today's Kindness Spark. Accidentally commented on a random video. You can comment on all my videos. Absolutely. I am so glad that you've chosen to start your Thanksgiving morning here with me, Matthew Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, on the mornings in the Lab Network. I come here every weekday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to just try to bring a little bit of extra positivity, to rise and kind, to get up and get after it together. So please join the community, get involved. A lot of great people here, and I appreciate every single one of you who has chosen to come and spend Thanksgiving with a little bit of time with me. So thank you. All right. Well, we are winding down, and we are going to get over to the mornings in the lab with Keith, John, and friends. They are there on Thanksgiving morning too. Keith is in Canada, and John's here in the U.S., and they will be joining us for Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And they have a couple of connections for us today. The first is 17 million men are up for AI job replacement. Are you on the list? Oof, that's a tough one on Thanksgiving to think about. Maybe we want to give thanks for some things, and I'll be interested to hear what he has to say, because it might be what we need to hear. But then right after that, they're going to be talking about their Thanksgiving gratitude and the three people, which fits today because naming the people who shaped us isn't just gratitude, it's clarity. So Keith and John and those guys are going to join you right over there on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends on the Mornings in the Lab Network. And that is it for us here. We have one little last pop in for you all as we wind down, if I can find it. Oh boy. Here it is. Reggie/Sensei Whiskers had one more thing he wanted to say.
Happy Thanksgiving, humans. May your hearts be full and your plates even fuller. And remember, the real feast is kindness.
That's right. The real feast is kindness. Thanksgiving is beautiful, and it's messy, it's layered, and it's imperfect, and so are we. But gratitude is the thread that weaves it all together. So remember, include someone today, honor their stories, show up with kindness, and as always, stay uncommon and stay kind.
Okay, Matt, we got the memo about the Kindness Rising promo, but what exactly are we promising people?
And is there craft services? Hey, I need snacks too.
Gentlemen, focus. Kindness Rising multiplies kindness,
and helps people get up on the right side of the bed.
So wait, we're not doing another angry headline show.
Exactly. We rise above the negative, divisive noise.
Translation, less rage bait, more high fives for humanity. And this is live, like actually live.
Yep. We go live on YouTube and LinkedIn, 7:30 a.m. Eastern every weekday.
Wait, if it's live, what if I forget my lines?
Then you improvise.
Okay, so our tagline is basically wake up, tune in, and start your day with kindness.
Exactly. Kindness rising, good vibes, practical tips, and a reason to get up on the right side of the bed.
You heard the boss. Subscribe now before he makes us do a TikTok dance.
Kindness rising. Wake up, tune in, and let's make some good noise.